like to call to order the Westmont Village Board meeting of September the 15th, 2016 at 6 o'clock p.m. and ask for a roll call. Clerk Simsky.
Mayor Gunther.
Here.
The clerk is here. Trustee Addington.
Here.
Trustee Barker.
Here.
Trustee Barry is absent. Trustee Guzzo.
Here.
Trustee Little.
Here.
Trustee Nero is absent. Village Manager May.
Here.
Attorney Zemanek.
Here.
Finance Director Parker.
Here.
Can I ask everybody to please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome and good evening. Before we move on to open forum, I know Chief went around. Is there anybody who wants to discuss anything that's not on the agenda? This is the opportunity. If not, then we'll move on to reports. And the first report is the mayor's, and I'd like to call Chief Weiss. It's always an honor and a pleasure to recognize one of our own with our customer service, and this month, Chief has somebody in his department.
Thank you, Mayor and Board. Yes, I'm happy to announce tonight Robert Radcliffe. Robert, if you could come up here a second. Robert was nominated actually for two items for customer service, and the first one was taking over and coordinating our kids' safety camp, our public safety kids' safety camp, and he did that for 3 years and turned the camp around and brought in new ideas and enhanced it even better than it was. So, and then along with that, he had an idea a couple years ago to start up a fundraising with cooperation with the nursing group that Robert's with, and the fire department and the Lions Club, and to do a fundraising activity to raise funds to send kids to burn camp. So Robert was nominated for those two items and for his customer service that he's shown to the residents of the village and for his fundraising activities. And Robert is always actively involved in a lot of things within the fire department. And Robert's here tonight. He's actually doing his clinical, so that's why he's dressed the way he is, because he's going on to get his nursing degree. And he's been a medic for a long time and a firefighter. And so he's very passionate about EMS and about serving residents in the community. So with that, I want to recognize Robert here. The Village of Westmont 2016 Customer Service Award is awarded to Robert Radcliffe in recognition of his outstanding level of service provided to the residents of the Village of Westmont, and signed by Ron Gunther, Mayor, and Virginia Snipsky, Village Clerk. So with that, I want to present that to you.
The third year next year, right? All right. A good speech. It's a good time to promote it.
Well, I'd like to thank whoever nominated me. It's always nice to be nominated for things, but completely unnecessary. I enjoy doing the activities. You know, it's a good cause, Kids Burn Camp. You know, so many kids, have been affected by fires. You know, they've been burned and they feel like social outcasts, especially with all the bullying epidemics that you see now. They're around other kids that are just like them, so they feel normal, which is probably more than what the money could ever do for them. Just have that sense of being just like everyone else is always a good cause, and and it's good for the community. I mean, this last one we had raised just over under $1,200 or $1,200. Not as much as we like, but it's still enough to send one kid to camp. So over the last 2 years, we raised over $3,200. So that's over 3 kids that we sent to bird camp. So it's a good cause, and I'm going to tweak it for next year, probably run in correlation with fire truck night, so make it bigger and better, so hopefully more donations. So other than that, I'd like to thank everybody for nominating me and selecting me. Thank you.
And thank you. That's all I have for this evening, and then I go to Clerk Simsky.
I have a few announcements. First of all, the election packets for the April election will be ready for distribution on September 20th. That's Tuesday. The candidates, the offices that are open in the village are the mayor, myself, and 3 of the trustees. So they can pick up, they're all 4-year terms. Anybody interested in running can pick up a packet in the clerk's office starting Tuesday morning at 8 a.m. They're all ready, but you can't start circulating till the 20th, so I won't allow them out of my sight till the 20th. So I just don't want anybody to start circulating by mistake and get in trouble. Also, there are 2 6-year library trustee terms up, and those are also available through us. We give those out too. And like I said, this is for the April elections. You get them early, you get your petition signed, you'll be set to run. Anybody interested, please come in and get a packet.
And all the information is provided in that packet.
Yes. So, and secondly, I would like to ask our Chamber of Commerce Director, Larry Forsberg, to come up and tell us about all he has going on.
Good evening. There's just 2 events that I wanted to bring to everybody's attention. One is a brand new one. For the first time ever, we're doing a fine arts showcase this Sunday. It's going to be at Neat Kitchen and Bar between 1 and 4 p.m. It's a 3-hour event. And this is an opportunity for us to showcase our fine arts cluster of business in the community. So we're going to have our dance groups out there, our musical performers, we're going to have PVPN doing performances, and throughout the afternoon. It's an open house type format. There's going to be information tables for parents to get information about our fine arts resources in the community, and it's going to just be a fun experience. It's going to be snacks, refreshments, and just a really, really great afternoon. So please help pass the word. Come on out and check it out yourselves and enjoy a few hours with some live entertainment. And then second and not least, but last, we'll go into the Chamber Open House, which is next Wednesday. Historically, we've always had our open house at Westmont Center at 1 South Cass. We're going to have it at Legends, Myths and Legends Brewery over on Zigmont Circle. That's going to be next Wednesday between 5 and 7 o'clock. There'll be some samplings there. There's going to be an opportunity to learn about all the things that the Chamber of Commerce is working on. It's always a great networking opportunity, food, refreshments all evening. So come on out and stop by and get a chance to talk with the businesses around the community. So the Fine Arts Festival on Sunday between 1 and 4 at Neat, and the open house for the Westmont Chamber next Wednesday between 5 and 7 at, I keep wanting to say Urban Legend, at Myths and Legends Brewery. Thanks.
Thank you, Larry. And the only other thing I wanted to remind seniors that the Senior Citizens Car Checkup is this Saturday at the South Fire Station on Cass Avenue from 8 to 11 a.m., right? So if you need your car checked, take it in. They'll do a good job for you. Thank you.
Thank you. And it's seniors, so what age are they looking? You'll take any car that comes in? Yeah. Okay, so, all right. Is that
That's it. I'm done. Thanks.
Attorney Zemanek?
Nothing to report, thanks.
All right, Manager May?
Nothing, Mayor, thank you.
Then we'll move on to trustees. I'll start over with Trustee Guzzo.
Thank you, Mayor. The only thing I have tonight is our next Finance Committee meeting will be October 13th, 4 o'clock here at Village Hall. Anyone is welcome to attend, and that's actually all I have, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. Trustee Barker?
A couple of things this evening. First of all, I want to thank Police and Fire for the 9/11 ceremony. It was a very nice event on a beautiful day here, and 15th anniversary of 9/11. And in conjunction with that, we did a Westmont First and the Westmont Citizens Police Academy did a joint project with Blue Ribbon Program and Blue Lights throughout the community in support of our local law enforcement officers. And that was made possible by Westmont businesses and residents all joining together to put that display on for 30 days, which ended on September 11th. I wanted to thank the Park District for being part of that, the Chamber of Commerce, Westmont Special Events, Westmont Paint and Decorating, Bales Ace Hardware, and All American Paper, all good supporters of our Westmont community here. So thank you for everybody that participated in that. And then also, earlier this evening, we had a meeting, and I wanted to talk once more about our 100th anniversary mural project. It's going along well, and we will have an unveiling of the first panel of that mural in November at our board meeting, November 10th.
And as a reminder, we're in the 95th year.
Exactly, it's the 95th year, and we'll have one painting a year for the next 5 years that will be displayed in a complete mural, 5 feet tall and 20 feet long. And we're excited about that, which will depict the Westmont history from pre-incorporation in 1921 to future Westmont. So that is all I have.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Trustee Little.
Thank you, Mayor. I have a couple of items. Our Administration Committee meeting, the next one will be 2 weeks from tonight, September 29th. We're starting at 4 o'clock instead of 4:30 because we have a huge agenda, especially the the Sister City Program update is coming through that night. So you're going to hear an awful lot about that, and it's going to be a wonderful opportunity for the Village of Westmont. Second item that I have is Westmont Special Events is always looking for volunteers. We have a lot of fun. We do the cruise night on Cass Avenue. We do the Taste of Westmont, and we get involved in a lot of other opportunities too. And so we're looking for volunteers. If anybody, either here or at home watching us on television, wants to be included in this, please get involved and call the Westmont Special Events at 630-829-9378. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. And Trustee Addington.
Couple of things. Thank you very much, Mayor. First one is that last week, Economic Development Committee met on Wednesday morning. Had an awful lot that we were talking about. Again, EDC is working on several of the top 20 items in the strategic action plan, and they continue to go forward. And working to help solidify those. The other thing is staff is working on a new restaurant interested in our downtown, which would be north of the tracks. We have a downtown veterinarian that wants to come in. A Porsche wants to expand. They're talking about that, which we will review. And that's basically it on EDC, but again, a lot going on. We talked already about the Fine Arts Showcase, which was something that Larry talked about, the Chamber Open House. And there is, Acura is going to have a ribbon cutting, and I don't think, are they here? Oh, good. Larry, why don't you bring them up and, because this is important for us. I think Acura is doing a grand reopening, if you will, on September the 22nd at 5:30, and we're going to do a ribbon cutting. So I'm just going to turn it over to these fine folks, and they can fill you in.
And this is Sean McKeefe. He's the general manager at Acura, and Melissa's with him, and both of them are working on this great event coming up. I'll turn it over to you.
Hi, everyone. The support of Westmont's always been very cool, and we've always had a really nice relationship with each other, so it's a small honor to be here and participate in this function. We just got done putting together almost a $2 million rehab of our business, and, I really appreciate, Mike McGrath as our owner and kind of his leadership, and, direction always starts at the top and kind of goes from there where the ideology takes it. His biggest investment is in people and our customers, and, then goes to even the staff that we employ. And so he put together this vision for kind of redoing anyone that was at our facility. It was really, really nice as of a year ago. Well, we made it even cooler. And so to celebrate kind of a new look and feel for the Acura store here in Westmont, which is a really successful Acura store by pretty much every measure in the nation. Out of like 273 stores, we're in kind of like the top 4 or 5, depending on what measure you'd like to use, which is unusual for a Midwest Chicago store, because we do have a 3-climate selling season, and then we're also closed on Sundays. So there's kind of some benchmarks that change as you go around the nation. But the new facility features kind of everything state of the art. I mean, we've taking it away where we're going from using computers to all the laptops and tablets, and being able to give a full video interaction as we're selling our cars, so that it is kind of a more modernized, almost millennial focused, or kind of where it's all about media meets audio meets experience meets, and so we really think it's going to be kind of the best experience that you can get as a consumer. And then as far as the service drive and the services that we're offer, we've gone meticulously through every step and really made it into what we think will be the best for the customers. And of course, in that we sell more, we get a few more tax dollars for everybody, and we all just smile. So I'm going to let Melissa talk about next week. We have a 3-day event where we kind of want to make this into something a little bigger. We don't do it too often, so we did spend close to 15 grand on radio for the next 4-month flights. We've got 800,000 people that we've emailed out invitations to the 3-day event. The 3-day event consists of a ladies' night on Thursday, where we've got local vendors and talent from the Westmont area, and businesses that would kind of seem like we all have similar customers. Let's all share and just getting together and maybe having a glass of wine together. And then on Friday we actually have the formal grand opening, which is where we'll have some stuff I'll let Melissa talk about. And then on Saturday we're going to have kind of a family kids day where we'll have some other stuff featured. So Melissa, if you'd like to kind of tell them what we put together.
Absolutely. So I took a different approach to this grand opening. I didn't want to have it as a formal 1-day, 3 hours, come on out, take a peek, see what it's all about. I wanted to spread it out, and I wanted to make it available for each member of the family. So the first night, as Sean was saying, is Thursday, our ladies' night, which is the 22nd. From 5 to 9. So what I did was open it up to a few of the local companies. So I've got Orange Theory Fitness on Ogden. Bakersfield is actually going to be bringing in some food and some wine and beer and sodas and stuff for people to enjoy. And I've also got a few outside of the Westmont area. iFly, the indoor skydiving company, they will be there as well, along with King's Bowling. And I'm forgetting somebody else. And 188 Salon, which is a new salon geared towards men. So, second day, day 2, Friday, September 23rd, from 6 to 10 is the grand opening. So that'll essentially have Gibson's coming in. Gibson's is going to be doing the catering event for us, as well as beer and wine and sodas and waters for everybody to enjoy. We've got a DJ scheduled as well. I've got valet parking with a private valet company that'll come in and take care of everybody with their parking needs. And the final day is Kids Day. So again, I like to kind of keep the theme, and I typically with a lot of our events that we have, I do reach out to our local police and fire and invite them in for any time we're having a barbecue and such, whether it's for Memorial Day, Labor Day, 9/11 Memorial, which we typically have. We didn't have one this past because of the way the days fell. But I usually do reach out to everybody and invite them in. And for Saturday, for example, we have pony rides for the kids. So I've got a small company coming out and having pony rides for the kids in front. I've got a face painter, and we're again catering food in from Baldinelli's here in right in Hinsdale. They're going to be coming out and providing food for everybody as well. And it's usually it's a great event. We had a Halloween event last year as well, where we really had quite a crowd in the store. So I do have, and I brought with quite a few of these. These are our little cardboard handouts with the RSVP information on the back, which is my email address. People feel free to email me directly or call the store directly if you have any questions or if anybody has any concerns or what have you. I'm happy to help in any way at all. But we're looking forward to having as many people attend. We operate under the more the merrier philosophy at our store, so there's never too many people. We always accommodate everybody who shows up, and we just encourage everybody to have a great time, and we're really excited about it. So, thank you.
And again, the ribbon cutting is the 22nd?
Yes.
Yes.
5:45.
Yeah,
5:45 or 5:30, I believe.
okay.
Yeah, 5:45 we have down here, but
And
we
again,
will be there.
yeah.
I look forward to it.
Congratulations on the improvements or the remodeling. And I know you're in the Westmont Mile, but what's your address?
400.
Okay. Real good, thank you.
Thank you so much. Did you want me to leave these up here, or?
You could give them to Larry, and he'll make
Yeah,
sure
we'll make sure that they get distributed around. Thank you very much.
Awesome, no,
You
thank
can hand them out in the audience, too, if they,
Yeah, hand them out while you're, there you
yeah.
go.
All right.
Thank you for that. And then the last thing, and this is probably the most important on my calendar, actually I have two things. The strategic plan met Tuesday morning, and we continue to work on our top 20. A lot of them are being solidified and pulled together. However, one of those top 20, which is really one of the top items that was singled out by almost everybody when we started this project, some time ago, was branding. And so Amy Quattrone, who's the assistant principal at the junior high, is a member of the implementation committee, has put together a subcommittee that she's heading on branding. And Larry, he stepped out, okay. Oh, no, there you are. You want to talk about the survey? Because that's the exciting part.
Absolutely. Thank you so much,
First
Trustee
exciting
Addington.
part.
The survey's been up for a few weeks now, and we've already eclipsed all records for participation. We're approaching 350 people now, and previous records were like closer to 150 surveys filled out. So this is a survey and a topic that has resonated well with the community, and also we need to thank various community leaders for making sure that the survey link got distributed well through social media. And so anyway, we've definitely identified some very clear themes, and those themes will be discussed at our branding workshop. That's going to be on Monday, September 26th, 6 p.m. here at the Village Hall. So we are expecting probably a large crowd. As Trustee Addington said, Amy Quattrone and myself will be leading folks through that meeting, but we're going to go through survey results as well as start talking about those themes and how we want to move forward. So a lot of good things to discuss for our future.
It's a good survey. If you haven't had a chance to do it yet, you go to the Village of Westmont website and you'll see right under the branding survey, just click on it, take the survey. Now, please take it before the 26th, because after that, we're not going to be able to mesh all those new surveys into the results that we're going to report. So if you haven't done it yet, please do it. We're excited. I'm excited for because of the response. To say, we get 100, 150 people, and, by the time we get to next week, we may have over 400. And that means it's a topic that wants to be discussed. So we'll keep working on that. We hope to see you there. And Strategic Implementation Committee keeps moving forward. I think that they're a great group of people and are really working well. So with that, that's, unless somebody has a question on strategic plan, then the only thing I want to mention is September 23rd, and the Westmont Lions Club will be bringing in the Kelly Miller Circus. It'll be in the main parking lot at Ty Warner Park. You can get tickets at several locations in town, and you also can go online. But we hope that people will come out and support the Lions and have a good time watching the clowns and everybody.
And 2 shows?
2 shows. 4:30 will be the first one, and the second show is at 7:30. They show up at 7:30 in the morning. The tent will be erected by 9 or 9:30, and the show will be taken, first show at 4:30, then the second show at 7:30, and by 10 o'clock at night, it's down. And they move on to the next, whatever their next location is. So it's an amazing operation. They call it a one-ring wonder. And I actually, this morning, they were in Darien, and I met the owner of the circus, and the owner is John Ringling North II. And anybody who knows about circuses knows the name Ringling. And so we're kind of excited. It's something different. We'll see how things work out. But you can buy tickets at several locations. You also can buy them that day, but they're a little more expensive if you wait till Circus Day. And that's all I have, sir.
Thank you. Trustee Little.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. I forgot, I received an email from Dawn King, and she reminded me, and hopefully everyone else, that September 17th, this Saturday, is National Thank a Police Officer Day.
Officer Day.
So if you can get out and remember to do that, that's a great thing.
Yes, amen.
Thank you.
Thank you. And we do have 2 trustees missing, and Trustee Nero has got public safety, and I'd ask Chief Weiss to give an update on several items.
Thank you, Mayor. If I could have Acting Chief Gunther and Deputy Chief Riley come up here, please. They have a couple things that they're going to need to review from this too, but just wanted to report Public Safety Committee meeting. The next meeting is December 8th. The Fire Department Open House is going to be on Saturday, October 15th from 1 to 3 at Johannic Fire Station on South Cass. Silent Parade this year is going to be on Friday, October 14th, the night before Open House. The parade route is going to stay the same as the past years, starting out in Hinsdale and ending at the church in Lyle. This year, there will not be a service at the church. It's just going to be a blessing of the firefighters and the vehicles, and we'll end with cookies and coffee in the cafe of the church. And then this is another reminder about our senior car clinic. The Downers Grove Township and Salt Committee is working in conjunction with us to have that this Saturday from 8 to 11 at headquarters. And Deputy Chief Riley is going to talk a little bit about homecoming. And then Acting Chief Gunther and I are going to talk about 9/11 service.
So just a reminder, next Thursday night, September 22nd, is the Westmont High School Homecoming Parade and Bonfire. Cass Avenue will be closed about 6 p.m. Lineup is at Cass and Naperville Road. The parade will proceed south on Cass to Burlington, Burlington east to Linden, back to the school. And then right after that, the bonfire will preclude up at the high school till about 9 p.m. So I believe everything is handled. I'm not sure what's come before the board for road closures, but just giving that update on the high school. So come on out, support the high school and the athletics, and hopefully be a good parade.
Right after the ribbon cutting.
Right after the ribbon cutting, there you go.
And then we had our 9/11 Remembrance Service, and I'll ask our Master of Ceremonies to recap that.
It was excellent. Beautiful day, really good crowd. I don't think there was a seat that wasn't filled. Our guest speaker, Phil Klein, did an outstanding job with his presentation, and it was excellent. So there's the recap. Oh, do we want me to cover that one too?
Yes.
Oh, the Citizens Police Academy starts September 28th. We currently have 13 people registered. We certainly could use a lot more. So please contact Deputy Chief Ross Brenza for an application. You can do that either in paper form or online. And we hope to see some more people on September 28th. We have a couple of fresh classes that we're going to be trying out for the first time. So we will also encourage the alumni members to come back for some of those. So we need more people. Tell your friends.
Very good.
And I learned this from the previous police chief, but as long as I have the podium, I have something really quick that I want to say that, since Jim's up here. Unfortunately, I'm going to be on vacation next 2 weeks, and I'm going to miss Jim swearing in on the 29th. So I just want to say on behalf of all the members of the Westmont Fire Department, my staff and myself, we look forward to working with Jim and his staff and his department in the future. I think you made a great choice in Tom's replacement. And he's going to make a great chief. So I just wanted to congratulate him and let him know I'm sorry I won't be able to be here for your swearing-in party. Congratulations. That's all, Mayor.
Thank you. And Trustee Barry is also not here, and I'd ask Manager May to give an update on
Well, I had information from Trustee Barry, and actually that regards to the Environmental Improvement Commission, and there's one update regarding the Richmond Education Garden that Jill has been participating with in that subcommittee.
Yes, thank you, Manager May. Richmond Garden is our exciting partner project with Clarendon Hills. This is going to be a garden where kids of all ages can learn about the environment and pollinators and listen to teachers talk, walk through the trails, and they can touch things and get their hands dirty. So we are currently working on a draft site plan with the landscape architect, and We are coming up to October 9th. There's going to be a fundraiser at our Chipotle over on Ogden Avenue, so I encourage everybody to save the date and expect everybody to be getting a burrito that night and supporting the garden. And then the EIC, our Environmental Improvement Committee, has been working hard on local fundraisers that we can do at our restaurants to lead up to a large farm-to-table event next year in Westmont that should, get people excited about pollination and the gardens and all the fun things that happen in spring. So we'll hope to have some plans to show you guys in the next couple weeks. Thank you.
The only thing to add to that is this garden is called Richmond Garden because it's on Richmond Street by the railroad tracks, adjacent with our boundary with the village of Clarendon Hills, down at the east end of East Quincy where that curve is. So it's back in that corner up adjacent to Public Works facility for the village of Clarendon Hills.
And the parcel's jointly owned by the village and...
It's a parcel. It's in fact, it's public right-of-way that would have been a railroad crossing if there was ever pavement or permission to do something like that. So it's unused street right-of-way that will be, where the boundary, to answer your question, is down the center line. So it is a joint project between the two communities.
Very good. Anything else?
That's it. Thank you.
All right, moving on. Items removed from the consent agenda. Any board members want any of the items? Seeing none, I'd ask Manager May to please read.
First on the consent agenda this evening are village board minutes. Board to consider approving the minutes of the village board meeting held on September 1st, 2016. Next is finance ordinance number 10 in the amount of $1,579,126.99. Next, August financial report. Board to consider a motion to accept the financial report submitted for the month of August 2016. And next we have purchase orders. First purchase order being Western Gradall, $25,000. This is an open purchase order for just general Gradall work. It is a rented service and equipment, and he comes in for 1 week, and it's everything from ditch repairs to alley grading, and there's a variety of tasks that they can do with that equipment. Next purchase order is HD Supply Waterworks, $70,100. This represents the it's replacement stock from the meter replacement program. Next is Suburban General Construction, $664,985.20. This is also the purchase order encumbering that amount for a contract you already approved for this contractor who is doing the East Richmond water main construction project. Total of purchase orders, $760,085.20, which brings the total of purchase orders and finance ordinance number 10 to $2,339,212.19. Last on the consent agenda is a proclamation for Constitution Week. Board to approve a motion declaring September 17th through 23rd, 2016 as Constitution Week in the Village of Westmont. This is an annual request by the Daughters of the American Revolution. They were not able to be here this evening, but it is timely for that date. That concludes the consent agenda.
Do you have a motion to approve as presented?
Motion by Addington to approve.
Second by Little.
Motion's been made and second. On the question. Seeing none, roll call, please.
Trustee Addington?
Yes.
Trustee Guzzo?
Yes.
Trustee Barker?
Yes.
Trustee Little?
Yes.
Motion passes. We do not have any unfinished business. We'll move on to new business. A, 501 North Cass Avenue, the eye care. Board to consider an ordinance to waive the engineering permit fees of $7,587.48 for Illinois Chinese American residents for the elderly, which is called eye care. And Community Development Director Ziegler will give us some additional information.
Thank you, Mayor. The applicant is requesting this fee waiver in order to improve an existing detention basin. About $2,400 of the waiver request is for to pay our consultant reviews, which is an out-of-pocket cost. Historically, building permit fees have been waived for nonprofit entities, similar to the People's Resource Center, which came before you several years ago. Their costs will include excavation and grading, as well as improvements like tree planting and wetland maintenance. The fee waiver does not include the bond that protects the village in case improvements are not made on the property. The applicant has stated that the cost might actually be a little bit less, and if that does happen, if the fee waiver is approved, it would then just be adjusted accordingly lower. The applicant's here and available if there's any questions.
Well, I would ask that maybe review what iCare, it's been 20-some years, so I don't know if you want to come up and just explain a little bit about the facility.
Sure. Thank you, Mayor. My name is Christopher Yuan, and I'm one of the board members for iCare. iCare is a nonprofit organization. We were incorporated in 1983, and in 1986, we actually broke ground and built our building at Cass and Trowbridge, just one block north of Ogden Avenue. And so it's actually this year marks our 30th year of being in the village. We are the only building that is HUD subsidized Section 202, Section 8, 202. And we've been here for 30 years. I think our board, we are all volunteer board members, and our passion and our goal and purpose is to really provide a building for elderly and handicapped people to be able to live in a place, especially when they might not have the resources. And we love Westmont. A few of our board members are actually, they live here in Westmont. And sometimes HUD buildings are in other neighborhoods that are not as nice as Westmont. So this has been a huge blessing for the board to provide this opportunity for people to live here who may not have the means to do so. We have, it's 5 stories. Actually, I've got a few pictures here that I can show you in case you're not familiar. This is the front and our lobby, and we've done some upkeeping. So really, you walk in the building and you sometimes imagine a HUD building as being a certain way. You would never assume it. It's just like any other nice apartment or condominium. And this is the outside, so the residents have a nice, warm home feel. Our lobby, this is the building. This would be Cass, this is Trowbridge. And what we're talking about, actually, iCare owns, let me see if I can go to this. This would be Cass, this is Ogden, Trowbridge, this is Warwick, sorry. And the board owns 4 parcels of land here. This is where the building is. This is what we're talking about right now, 2 lots that has been historically for the past 30 years used as retention. And we haven't had any problem. Actually, we have, in 1983, 86, had a very good engineer that did a great job, and all of a sudden they had some problems. Noriel helped us and brought that to our attention. So we really view this as kind of a partnership with the village. As you all are public servants, we also want to serve the community, and we believe we have been doing that fairly well and serving the elderly here in the community to have a nice place where they can feel welcome and safe. So our desire is for the board to possibly consider waiving that, as we are a nonprofit organization.
And it's consistent with what we've done in the past. Do I have a motion?
Motion by Addington to approve.
Second Guzzo.
Motion made and second to waive the fees as presented. Additional comments or questions, Trustee Addington?
Now, how'd you know?
Because you've got a friend that resides in there.
Yeah, I do, yeah. And I know several of the people who reside there. It's an excellent facility, and I've known Leon and Angela Yuan almost from the time that they built that facility, and they've been good friends, and they've done a lot of good work there. They got a lot of nice people in the place, and I'd like to see it continue. There, unfortunately, aren't enough of these kind of facilities. Westmont's kind of lucky in the fact that we have both Mays Lake and iCare, which are HUD, so there's the subsidy side of the street. But this one has been there for, I can't believe it's 30 years, but it has been. And Angela and Leon have been good residents of the village, so I would highly recommend that we work with them every way we can.
Good. And not to my knowledge, there's never been an issue or a problem with it in 30 years, so. Any other comments? I'd ask for a roll call, please.
Trustee Guzzo.
Yes.
Trustee Addington.
Yes.
Trustee Little.
Yes.
Trustee Barker.
Yes.
Fees are waived.
Thank you very much, Board.
New business B, 10 West Burlington Avenue, collectibles business. Board to consider an ordinance approving a development permit request from Michael Kaplan to allow for the operation of Mr. Wayne's Pop Culture Collectibles in a B1 Limited Business District. And again, Community Development Director Ziegler.
Thank you, Mayor. Our B1 district requires development permits for all new businesses that are coming in. In this instance, this is a pop culture collectibles business. It's less than 1,000 square feet. It meets our zoning requirements, and there's no parking issues. And the use was previously a resale store. We have no concerns and recommend approval. I'm available for any questions, and the applicant is here tonight.
If you'd come up and you want to give us some additional information? And go ahead and state your name.
Hi, my name is Mike Kaplan. This is Joe Permanian. We're the co-owners of Mr. Wayne's Pop Culture Collectibles. Thanks for hearing us today. The only things, I'm assuming we wrote a letter to the mayor and to the board, and I'm hoping you all got a chance to read it. A couple things I wanted to add to that was since we've been in the building and setting up, we've had several people from the ages of, I'd say, 8 years old to probably 55, 60 years old come to our door, ask us what we're doing, and basically thank us for becoming part of the community. We told them we're waiting for our approval and everything, but we've been told that from business owners as well as residents that they believe our business could really vitalize Westmont, bring some new people in. As we stated in the letter, the kind of people who come to our store will come from Indiana and Wisconsin. They'll seek us out and bring people in, and we want to be a viable part of Westmont. We want to help out when the cruise nights come on. We want to set up some sales. We want to be, we want to be part of the community and be able to help everybody else out. We did talk to the card store, and we have down on Cass Avenue, and we do not conflict in product. They sell mainly cards and some items that go with that, but we do only the items that go with it. So we don't sell comic books, but we sell the action figures that go with comic books. We don't sell movies, but we sell the posters that would go with the movies, that kind of thing, T-shirts, posters, movies, statues, and we just hope you consider us and let us be a part of this community. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask.
Do I have a motion?
Motion by Addington to approve.
Second, Barker.
Motion made, second approve. Any additional comments or questions? The only one would, when do you expect to be open?
We'd love to open the 1st of October.
Good.
And will you join the chamber?
Yes, we've talked to other business owners, and they recommend it highly. So.
And the trick-or-treat trail's the 22nd of October.
Okay, great. And we were talking yesterday, we were going to have Reese's Pieces and Reese's Peanut Butter Cups for all the kids.
There you go, all right.
All right, I'll ask for a roll call, please.
Trustee Addington.
Yes.
Trustee Guzzo.
Yes.
Trustee Barker.
Yes.
Trustee Little.
Yes.
Good luck.
Thank you very much.
New business C, 6214 South Cass, the haunted house temporary use. Board to consider an ordinance approving the following request from Community Commonwealth to temporarily use the existing tenant space for a haunted house. And Director Ziegler.
Thank you, Mayor. This tenant space has been vacant for several years. The applicant used it last year for a haunted house, and they would like to use 14,000 square feet again this year. They would like to hold their haunted house events from October 14th through November 5th. The fire department has already reviewed all of their plans, signed off on their permits. We have had some phone calls wondering why people are working in the building, and they're just getting ready and hoping for approval, knowing that they were, working toward getting their approval tonight. We have no issues with their insurance or floor plan, and we recommend approval. Jackie West is here representing the haunted house and might want to give it a plug as well. So, thank you.
No problems in the last couple of years then?
No, not last year.
Okay. Would you like to come up and give us some information then?
Hello, My name is Jackie West, and I'm the president of Community Commonwealth and one of the chair people of our haunted house. We were here last year, was our first year at Westmont. Prior to that, this is actually our 45th year as a haunted house. We are the longest consecutively running haunted house in the country. We were the Lombard J.C.'s haunted house prior to becoming Community Commonwealth haunted house. Our haunted house is different from all the others you see out there, where we're all volunteers, and our primary purpose for our haunted house is we take kids off the streets during Halloween time. We teach them something constructive to do so they're not out creating mischief. So they're part of every step of our process of our haunted house. They get to come up with room ideas, and we teach them how to build it, and they paint it and prop it and come up with their skits in their room. They're really excited this year that we've decided that for advertising, we're going to try the movie theater route, where they have to create a 15-second video that's going to go in 5 different movie theaters. So they've already written a treatment and coming up with ideas to, because I put that on them. It's create this 15-second video. When we try to find ways that our haunted house does something for the community. Last year, as it being our first year here, we actually lost money. So this year we're doing things to try and raise things in lieu of money in case we don't make money again, where we're going to give people the option of getting $5 off their admission if they bring either a gently worn coat, a new unwrapped toy, or 5 items for a local food pantry. So that's a way automatically, it's I guess technically it's money out of our pocket, but it's not, so it's just, we're all volunteers and the kids all do it for the love of it. And one of my haunters last year, who is a Westmont resident, he's 16 years old this year, he was actually awarded the haunter in the state of Illinois from Haunted House Chicago. They go to all the haunted houses in Illinois and the surrounding states and judge it, and so he won, and so it was quite exciting. And they came and gave him an award and everything, so.
And if you make profit, what would you donate that to, or what do you use it for?
What we've done in the past when we make profit is we like to adopt a family for Christmas. And so then buy the family the Christmas presents and provide the Christmas meals and those kinds of things.
Okay, very good. Do I have a motion?
So move Guzzo.
Second Parker.
You decide. I think Little beat him.
Okay, the ladies win.
Yeah.
There
Motion's
you
been
go.
made and second to
As they
approve.
should.
Additional questions or comments? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Trustee Guzzo.
Yes.
Trustee Addington.
Yes.
Trustee Little.
Yes.
Trustee Barker.
Yes.
Okay, it passes, good luck, but when do you plan on opening?
October 14th is when, Friday the 14th is when we would open. The 13th is when we do a dress rehearsal for the kids that they get to invite their friends and family to go through for free and be our guinea pig.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
New business D, 6635, 6655, and 6675 South Cass Avenue. It's KASE Ryan Builders. And it's board to consider an ordinance approving a request from KASE Ryan Builders to extend the previously granted variance for density for 6635 South Cass Avenue for an extended plan unit development multifamily project located at 6635, 6655, and 6675 South Cass Avenue. And again, Director Ziegler.
Thank you, Mayor. As we've all heard with our economic development updates, the condo market is still very stagnant in the suburbs, and the developer is here tonight to extend his time period so that he doesn't lose a previously granted density variance. The village board has granted 3 prior extensions since 2008. This would be the 4th extension, and the request is for an additional 3 years. And the developer, Tim Ryan, is here tonight if there's any questions, and I'm also available.
Maybe you can give us an idea of what's going on.
Well, things have improved a little bit. I'm sorry, my name is Tim Ryan. From last time I was here, but the market is stagnant for condominiums. The costs have gone much, much higher and the prices have been stagnant. So I'm hoping, if costs were what they were a few years back, I would have probably started right around now. But they're not. So I'm waiting for prices to bump up a little bit, and then I'll start a third and last building there.
The only question I'd have is, what's the difference between us granting an extension and then reapplying? Is there a last step?
I'm
Are
sorry.
you, if, rather than us granting an extension, when the project continues, you'd have to come back?
You have to go through the public hearing process again, pay the fees for
So that's-
publication
okay.
costs, things like that, and need to be at the whim of the board whether
Okay.
the variance was still justified or not.
That's what I said, just
If the variance was not granted right now.
Yeah,
If the
if we didn't give
extension
you
were not.
the extension, that would be, you'd have to come back then, so. Do I have a motion?
Guzzo. Second Little.
Motion been made and second to grant the extension on the question.
The only thing I have is that I agree with what Mr. Ryan is saying about the market. The question is, from I think the stuff that Larry Forsberg is setting us, 3 years may not give him anything. There comes a time when, you know, it's almost like how much longer are we going to extend? John, do you have any recommendations? Because we've already done it 3 times, which means it's basically 12 years.
They weren't all since 2008.
So,
That's a long time.
but the market, quite honestly, if it was a short-term market where it was bad, it's been bad for a while, quite a while. Otherwise, believe me,
I don't
would've-
disagree with that.
6 years ago, I'd have loved to have been building it and being done and moved on. But unfortunately, you know, you don't want to build something where the costs are so high and the prices haven't gone up.
Comment I would make is that, you know, and I remember this very well, but it looks so unfinished there. You know, every time I come back into Westmont, I read your sign, and I would love to see a building there, as you would too.
Yeah.
I get that the market isn't there, but then, you know, if it would sit idle for another 3 years, is there anything that we can do, or that you would agree to do, to neaten it up, or clean it up, or
Well,
something? so
I've
that-
maintained, I've seeded it, and it's all lawn, and I've made sure it's mowed every week. So
Yeah.
it's not unlike a lot of other properties on Cass where you see that they're vacant.
Yeah.
Obviously, you would like to
Yeah,
see it
and
all
I mean, I
built
don't like those either.
on. Yeah, I know. Yeah. You know, everybody would like to see them all built on, but
Yeah. I am concerned about extending it 3 years. I wish it wasn't the case, you know.
How many buildings are left?
1,
And how many units in that building?
16.
And the 2 that are complete, are they fully occupied?
Yes.
So you were able to, from last time to this time, you were able to do that.
Yes. But again, selling units where they're break even,
Yeah.
maybe at a loss. So again, it's a pretty big project. It's not building a single-family home, you know? So I just don't want to build something, sit on it, what if, to break even on it wouldn't be the best thing in the world, obviously. Like I say, I would love to start building on it in the springtime, you know, and maybe that might happen. I just don't know. I just wanted to, because I've come before you a few times, and I don't want to do that. But I asked the city attorney if I can, you know, Blanket didn't have the variance go for a while, and he said, I can't. Generally, it's a year, 2 years, or, you know, sometimes extended to 3 years, which you've had, and I'm grateful for it. I just didn't want to keep coming before you, and that's why I asked for 3 years.
And to ask our attorney, is there any disadvantage for us to grant this extension?
You know, you can't deny what the market conditions are. They are what they are. No one's building condos right now. On the other hand, if you were to deny the extension and the builder's left holding a piece of property that, you know, he can't build on the way he had hoped to, you know, what's the option for the builder? Could he try and sell it? Would another builder be more interested in building some sort of product there? Would it have to be residential? Someone may come in with a pure apartment building use, which per the comprehensive plan and your comments, you probably would not be in favor of. So I don't know what the options are, other than maybe there'd be another developer interested.
I don't see it being an issue, given the fact that he's taking care of the property. If it was neglectful or a rundown building on it, then I'd have a problem with it. But being that he's maintaining everything and taking care of it, and hopes to build in the future. There really isn't, somebody chomping at the bit to take that away from him and put something else in there, so I don't have a problem with it, personally.
It's definitely not as kept up as the, the other property that's built on. There's trees there. This is, vacant essentially with the sign in the back of the strip center exposed there. And what I'm looking for is maybe some screening or something that, if it was not in the footprint of within the setback, that some trees could go in or something that would provide some screening there that would look more finished as opposed to, and, if they grow out for 3 years, they may be trees that would be able to stay in those locations, so it wouldn't be money wasted.
Would you be open to bushes, the ones that grow tall and grow together?
Not to speak for, but what he's describing is the landscape improvements that already exist on the south parcels are like.
Very nice.
If you think about the public sidewalk that's on Cass Avenue, right behind there's landscape treatments that don't exist on the vacant lot. I think the question is if just that's done just to screen the parcel a little bit more, that doesn't interfere with construction, it's just the first 15 feet next
Just
to the public
extend
sidewalk.
the landscaping to the vacant that you've done in the other two.
I think Linda's comment has got me leaning towards going with the extension. I think you raised a very good point. I would ask Jill, with the other two buildings that are there, we had 0 problems. So we're fine, it's just the market's not there, and everybody knows the market's not there, so, all right. Thank you.
Thank you.
I kind of agree with Bruce. If you want to have that as part of the extension, you could stipulate that as long as the landscaping doesn't interfere with his development, you should request it.
If it was, and I feel that way. If it was screened, I would be inclined to give the 3 years. If it wasn't screened, I would be inclined to give it a shorter time period.
What if we put something in, if I didn't do it by next year this time, I put some shrubbery in? So say if I, because there might be, because it's fall now, it's be winter soon, obviously, but what if there's that chance I build in the beginning of next year? So what if we put something in there where, say, by this time next year, if it's not in there, we'll green it 3 years, but by this time next year, you have to put in shrubs. And that way I'm trying to work with you, and I appreciate you trying to work with me.
Yeah.
But, what if, I just don't want to plant something in there and then, you know what? Things are picking up a little bit. I think I'm just starting this spring, then I'm just ripping it all back out again.
Yeah, if you, and I would offer, if you put in, and I'm not so much talking about bushes as trees, but if you put in some trees to start to change that so that it didn't look vacant, smaller caliber trees could be easily moved. And I'm not trying to push you into that, I'm just saying that it has to look better than a vacant lot, especially if it's going to be idle because of the economy for 3 years.
Looking at an aerial, I think this was mentioned, there are trees along Cass with the other buildings.
There are, yes.
And I assume you're planting similar trees if the new building were built?
Yes, and if I put those in, those would be removed then because of, I think the offset was like, I forget, but 40 feet or something like that. But the trees were probably in the 20-foot, range. It's probably split between the sidewalk and the building. So I'd have to remove those. So put them in and remove them.
Well, there's existing trees. The south building along Cass is landscaped what would be that side of the building, but call it the front setback along Cass Avenue.
Along Cass,
So I
Where all
think
those
they're just
trees are?
saying that treatment to the north, just that narrow, whatever the landscape plan would be, even with the proposed building, nothing that you would have to remove, just portions that are along the public sidewalk to provide a little screening.
Okay, from the public sidewalk going towards the property, not towards Cass, correct?
Along Cass, along the public sidewalk, from the driveway north to the property line.
Okay.
On your property?
No, I understand, yeah, okay.
And if it can be done so it will stay during construction.
Unfortunately, it wouldn't happen. You couldn't,
Okay, then
because there's gas companies got to come through there, the electric company's got to come through there.
Okay.
So that would all have to be removed.
Are we okay with a year from now?
I am.
I am.
All right.
So we can stipulate that in the,
I'll add it to the ordinance.
I think the key is that your other two buildings are fully,
Oh, their maturity
Yep.
look good. I agree with it. Believe me, I understand. And next year, like I say, this time, hopefully there's a building going up opposed to.
well, that's encouraging. There was a market there. We hope they'll come back.
So, yeah, I'm for everybody. Jobs, I mean, it's great for everybody. So, thank you.
We have
And the motion, the only thing was added that, and I know, attorney, you're going to add the stipulation a year from now, landscaping has to go in
Right.
to kind of match the other property. Okay.
And that, to match the other, that would be worked out with staff, right?
As far as species and location, et cetera. And I think what you were saying is that's in an utility easement along the front there?
Yeah, the electric goes from Cass Avenue pole into the building to go through there, and then also gas would go from Cass Avenue into the building. So that's they have a direct, route from Cass to the building going east, that would be.
Well,
So it'd go through where those trees are. The trees go north and south, it'd go right through where that's at. And, if it's one tree, I mean, if the trees aren't, they're not next to each other, I'll make sure that the gas company goes in between them.
Yeah.
At least I'll request that. Whether they do it, I don't know.
Sure they will.
Okay.
Okay.
Any other comments? Okay, roll call, please.
Trustee Guzzo.
Yes.
Trustee Addington.
Yes.
Trustee Barker.
Yes.
Trustee Lewis.
Yes.
Extension's granted.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Good luck.
Thank you very much.
New business E, increase the number of available massage establishment license by one. Or to consider an ordinance to increase the number of available massage establishment license by one and to approve a license for Harmony Massage and Wellness at 21 North Cass Avenue. Chief Gunther. I had
Thank you, Mayor.
Mulhern here, but he.
Acting chief.
Yeah,
Acting
acting
chief.
chief.
We have retired Chief Mulhern in the back, who coincidentally did the background on this particular item. We have the applicant, Linda Newland here, who will talk about her business. Her business plan was attached to the agenda, so hopefully you reviewed that. But if there's any questions, staff recommends approval of increase, and Linda's here to answer anything you have.
And I think that we had her present at EDC, right, Trustee Addington?
Yes.
And it was quite impressive.
This
But-
young lady made a very impressive presentation at
Yes.
Economic Development.
So if you want to give us some additional information, the floor is yours.
As I said, my name is Linda Newland. I'm the proud owner of Harmony Massage and Wellness Center that I am trying to bring to Westmont. My proposed location is 21 North Cass Avenue. As you were there in the Economic Committee, I got a little long-winded, and I heard everyone would like to go home in a timely fashion tonight to their families. So I'm going to try to make this kind of short, as I am very passionate about it, because I'll be making it short, or trying to make it short. If you have any questions or like me to expand on anything, please feel free to stop me and ask any questions. I'd be glad to accommodate to everybody. So this is just a little bit about myself. I'm a graduate of Universal Spa Training Academy right down the street in Downers Grove. Currently employed at Massage Envy of Frankfurt. I'm a nanny of special needs kids. This is very important. I'll go into this in a little bit. My company is unique. I would like to work with healthcare providers in create a network in Westmont, referring business to them, then referring business to me, all to create a wellness atmosphere. Create energy services, run massage techniques to help with wellness, maybe a tiny meditation group. Obviously, because of my location that I'm going for, it will be small, and therefore I can get to know the community well and get involved in the community. This is my logo. It's very unique, and you're probably wondering exactly why it's unique. The triangle is Trinity, power of three. For me, it will stand for mind, body, and spirit. The circle means wholeness, to center you and to be nurturing. The yin yang means balance, to bring balance into our lives. And the opposite, it also means opposites, which is wellness and illness. When we bring balance into our lives, we nurture the mind, body, and soul, and spirit. These are going to be my hours. Eventually, I would like to grow and expand them to be like 9 to 9 to take advantage of all the time. But I also will accommodate people outside of these timelines within the city limits. Parking will be in front of Cass Avenue, the end of each block, and along the railroad tracks. These are the massage services that we will offer. Some of the unique things is with the energy services is the Reiki and Access bars. I haven't really found any place that really offers Reiki around here, though I know it's very, very popular and a lot of people do it individually. But I don't really find a place that you can actually go to and get this done. Access bars is kind of like a little reflexology for like the head, 32 points on the head. And that is very unique. The only place I can find is a place in Naperville. There's a lady in Lamont who actually might come work for me. So it's really not, still, again, not any competition. But something unique to bring to Westmont, to bring people within the community. These will be the prices. So I have like a bit of a membership as well for people. Not sure how I could repeat that, I'm sorry. Here are some of the services I would like to offer in the future. Wanted to point out one of my passions, as I had said before, that I am a nanny for special need kids. And because of that, I want to be the people that just some of the people I would like to attract and would offer like autism massage that's offered by Little Kids Foundation that I'm looking to get certified in. In the meantime, I can treat everyone with Swedish massage as well. Did anyone have any questions about these services right now? No? Okay. And then here are some of the retail that we'll be carrying. And this is just some of the marketing ideas that I did come up with. And Westmont Chamber of Commerce being first and foremost. Here's my target, is special need kids and adults to help with eye contact and sensory. It's a big thing along the special needs community. People who dislike to undress or be touched. We have a variety of services, including vibrational sound massage, vibrational, which is like a vibrating tool that helps circulate blood and relaxes you, Reiki and Access bars. Also, the spiritual community values balance of mind, body, and spirit as well. Here's my competitive analysis of places within Westmont nearby that would be considered competition. The biggest concern I believe everybody really has here is Karma Salon and Spa. I spoke to Tim a couple months ago, and he was very accommodating. I haven't had time to really touch base with him again. However, I do want to point out that these are the services that he does offer. Chair, head, neck, shoulder massage, an Eminence organic massage, deep tissue, and Swedish. One of the reasons why I'm pointing this out is how I am going to be different from him. He doesn't have energy services, and our people we are marketing are also very different as well. I am trying to target special needs community. Although we will offer massage for everybody, but special needs community is something I would like to expand on. Karma is a very luxurious salon and spa. It's very nice if you've been in there. And so I think who we're targeting is two different places, and thus I don't think we clash against each other. And I would most certainly, I'm not here to take anyone out of business. There is no reason at all if I'm busy and someone just needs a massage and to refer them over to Tim for his massage therapist. We have Audra Spa. Again, our services are different. And then there's the Beauty Concept Salon and Spa. They offer massage. I couldn't find anything about the techniques or the prices, as you can see. And here's into neighboring towns, the services that they offer as well. And then here is the financials for starting off.
I do have to say it's a very thorough presentation and probably in the top 3 we've had at EDC, so it's...
Oh, this is nothing. I got very long-winded with them on the economic
That's
committee.
Okay, we enjoyed it.
That's what I did here, and I obviously could have gotten long-winded today too, because this is exactly what I am very passionate about, and this has been, my heart and soul.
Yeah.
So
I can tell you the special needs with the sensory, they're making, I know C-SPAR has a separate room now in Lisle for that, so there's a huge need.
Huge.
For kids that don't want to be touched or eye contact, so this is something that I think will go over real well. Do I have a motion?
Motion by Addington to approve.
Second, Little.
Motion made and second to approve. On the question. Anybody in the audience? No? Roll call, please.
Trustee Addington.
Yes.
Trustee Little.
Yes.
Trustee Barker.
Yes.
Trustee Guzzo.
Yes.
I guess the question would be, when do you plan on opening?
Well, that is a very good question. I would like to say as soon as possible. The building is being worked on. So as soon as the repairs and stuff get made, I'd like to get in there and get started. I'm very excited, and yeah, sooner the better.
And I know you've talked to Larry Forsberg and Jill about the facade grant and some of the things that make the outside look good. Okay.
Yeah, I need to speak to them in greater detail. Let me tell you, Larry, Jill, and Chief Tom, they have been absolutely wonderful, amazing people to work with. They have definitely guided me through this process and has made it very enjoyable and for me to really learn.
Well, thank you and good luck. We look forward to cutting your ribbon there, too.
Awesome.
Yes.
Can't wait. Thank you so
All
much.
right, thank you. All right. New business F, Class 4 liquor license for Margie's Beef. Board to consider an ordinance increasing the number of available Class 4 liquor license by 1 to accommodate a request from Margie's Beef located at 6410 South Cass Avenue, and Acting Police Chief Jim Gunther.
Thank you, Mayor. I have the applicants waiting patiently and ready to stand up next to me here. The request for Margie's, which the applicants have owned for the last 12 years, is for a Class 4, which is a beer and wine only. They've provided me with the details necessary for staff to approve the request, with the caveat that they did have a desire for at some point to get video gaming, which obviously the board has addressed numerous times in the last few months. They are aware of the new Class 23 requirements, and they are aware that they must have a Class 4 for 365 days before they can apply for the Class 23 for that next step. So obviously this is the first step in a two-step process for the gaming portion of it. But in the meantime, they will have the Class 4, they will have beer and wine, it will be controlled, and they've met all the requirements for the background investigation. And if you have any questions, they are here to answer those.
Well, Mayor, everyone, good evening. I'm Christina Carhalios. I'm not the owner, they're the ones behind me. This is my dad, George, and Eleni. George is always there, so I'm sure if anyone has visited the restaurant, you've seen him, either grumpy or smiley, he's there. You already cut our ribbon, so we're not here for that, but we're here to get a liquor license. How we're gonna start it off, we're gonna obviously have insurance, we always need it. Customer's gonna walk in the door, order at the register. We might have it where we have a special with a meal order, it'll be individual servings of wine and then just bottles of beer. We don't know the brands yet. We're still in the process of figuring it out if we get it approved. They'll order at the register. We'll card them, of course, if they look like me, but if they look like the old man, I don't think we'll have a problem. They're gonna pick it up right at the front. It'll be stored in the cooler. The cooler's there, it's already there, but we'll have it stored there, and then the additional extra liquor, of course, in the back in a cooler somewhere where no one has access to it except for them two. And the employees, if need be, they need to serve it, but he's primarily there. He'll serve it, he'll card people. They'll drink it in the restaurant, or dispose of it there, and then they can be on their merry way. I think that's about it. I don't know if any other questions you'd have, comments, concerns?
No, I'd
Can
just
answer.
say if, Jim, you have any concerns or questions?
I do not have any concerns or questions, no.
Okay. And I think this would be the first one where we grant a license, but they have to wait a year before they can come in and get a license for liquor license that pertains to gaming. Do I have a?
Apply for a
Apply for a license. That's-
You're aware the board put a cap on that, and there's no available licenses right now, so there's some criteria the board would have to consider.
And with that, that recently happened, how long would you say this application has been in with us?
Mid-August?
Yeah. Do I have a motion?
So move Guzzo?
Second, Barker.
Motion been made in second. On the question. Trustee Addington.
Yes, we have been talking about these. I will tell you that although Trustee Barry is not here this evening, he called me and expressed big reservations about approving this. I think there comes a time when we have talked very seriously about whether or not we want to extend this. These are nice people. This has nothing to do with them, except for the fact that their intent is a year from now to hopefully be able to apply for a different license and then to apply for a video gaming. We have nothing to do with that, which we all know, but I really think there comes a time when we, as a village, have to decide what the message is going to be. So I intend to vote no on this, strictly from the standpoint that I think the message is that I look at them as a nice little fast food type place, and I'm not sure that's the kind of a place we want for more licenses.
Okay.
I think that that this goes against the intent. So I intend to vote no, but that's just me.
Is your intent to grant the liquor license or to eventually grant additional license for gaming machines?
I would vote no at that time too if this one passes.
So you would say no?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, other questions or comments?
You want to go ahead?
Go ahead, Murray.
Question I have, okay, let's say that we do pass this. They still have to come back up to us next year. This is not a given that they will get that other Class 23 liquor license then.
Absolutely not. You guys sent that message loud and clear when you passed that you wanted a cap on it, and you really had no intention of expanding video gaming because you feel like the town's maxed out. Of course, an applicant has the right to come in and make a presentation. You can listen, you can judge every case individually, but your message was loud and clear. I think the question for the applicant is, if you were unable to get video gaming license, which may be in doubt, is the liquor license still something that you would see as an amenity to your business and you'd want to continue regardless of whether you'd have video gaming?
Oh, of course. I mean,
Yeah,
that
that-
brings in revenue and helps us because, you know, the past years, businesses have not been making what we were supposed to be making, so that'll help us. We're just trying to,
Yeah, and that is my question is, you know, if the beer and wine would help your business, you've been there for a long time. But then you do understand that there is no guarantee that we would lift or raise this cap on the video gaming. And we had a long discussion about that. We really feel that the town is there saturated and that this has been available for a lot of businesses for a long time now. And it'll be hard for us to say, at least this board, it'll be hard for us to say that we want one more video gaming location. But as far as beer and wine, you know, if it'll help your business, I support it.
And it's two separate
we're talking about two separate things at this point. We're only talking about a beer and wine license. We are not whatsoever talking about video gaming license. Liquor license that would allow you for that.
Yeah. Right now, they're in a class that does not allow gaming.
Correct.
Yes.
If you don't have an existing one, correct, that is a correct
Yes.
statement.
Yes. Any additional comments? Roll call, please.
Trustee Guzzo?
Yes.
Trustee Barker?
Yes.
Trustee Little?
Yes.
Trustee Addington?
No.
Well, yes.
Okay, the mayor votes.
Wow.
I need to vote. I vote yes.
The third time?
It's only the third time in 3.5 years, but
Once a year, that's it.
congratulations. You'll
Yeah,
work
thank
with
you.
Jim and get your beer and wine in your establishment. Thank you. Last item on our new business is employment agreement for a police chief. Board to consider an ordinance approving an employment agreement for the police chief of the Village of Westmont. Manager May.
Thank you, Mayor. It's that straightforward, and Chief Weiss has already scheduled the swearing in, so approve it tonight. This is, the position does require an employment agreement, and therefore, requires your approval. You've been very well involved throughout the whole process. If, assuming approval tonight, it does still take effect on October 7th, which is the technical retirement date for the existing chief. And
Do you have somebody in mind?
I'll let you know
Okay.
by 29th.
God.
It is for Deputy Chief and Acting Chief James Gunther.
The
I
gentleman.
ask for your approval.
And the items that you sent us to look over, really no real big differences from prior agreements with.
Oh, in fact, it's substantially cleaner. That's
Yes,
what I thought.
we cleaned it up a little bit. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve Addington?
Second, Little?
Motion made and second. Additional comments or questions? Anybody in the audience who'd like to say anything?
Yeah, speak up now.
I'd like to just make a comment. I'm happy that the village is hired from within. I think that's important.
Yes.
And I think they did the right thing.
And Jim's got 20 years coming up. So he's very familiar with the community. And if there's no other comments, roll call, please.
Trustee Addington?
I'm not gonna be negative Nelly anymore, I did it once, yes.
Trustee Guzzo?
Yes.
Trustee Barker?
Yes.
Trustee Little?
Yes.
I want to vote.
And the mayor wants to vote?
Yes.
Yes. And I even want to vote, yes.
Okay.
I think we all want to vote, yes.
Moving on, miscellaneous. Does any trustee have any, or staff, any miscellaneous? Trustee Barker.
I did. I forgot to mention that on Monday evening, September 19th at 6 p.m., Westmont First will meet here, combination meeting with the Environmental Improvement Committee. And we'll be 6 o'clock here in Village Hall, not at the library, but here at Village Hall. It'll be a 1-hour meeting, and then the EIC has a presenter here from Argonne at 7 p.m. That's all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any,
The only other would be is, I don't know if anybody saw the one email, Community School District 201 is gonna do a open house, kind of let people go and see some of the things that they've done to improve the security and other things at the schools next Tuesday. That's right. If anybody has a chance, I've been in a couple of them, they've done a great job within the school system, so that's a positive also.
okay. And just.
Need a reservation for that, right? They wanted to.
No, I think it's just if you can get there, they're gonna start, I thought it was, they're gonna start at Manning and then go to the others, and if you get the opportunity, they've done a nice job with it.
Okay, and I think the board, one item I have, I think the board's aware of our residents on the south end that are in the Hinsdale school system, that they're looking at, I guess they call them the buffer zone they could choose. And the School District 86 is looking at ways they could eliminate the overcrowding at Hinsdale Central and get more of the kids go to Hinsdale South. Well, they had a meeting, and there really is no progress on that for right now. So I've had several calls and emails from residents, and my position, and I think the board's, you got a chance to see that letter, is that we feel it's important for them to continue to choose. That's, and they finish, if they started, if they're, to finish their years at the same high school they started at.
That, I think that was the biggest part of what you said. That's it. Don't make them switch schools.
No, and that's, I appreciate that.
Communicate that tomorrow via letter.
Yes. So if anybody else has anything, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved, Little?
Second Addington.
Motion made and seconded to adjourn. We do not have an executive session, so when I hit the gavel, it's over. So roll call, please.
Trustee Little.
Yes.
Trustee Barker.
Yes.
Trustee Guzzo.
Yes.
Trustee Addington.
Yes.
Thank you. And this meeting's adjourned. Thank you, everybody.
Listening to